Okay, so welcome back. Today we will be discussing about the design of work system. You know, organizations depend on human efforts to accomplish its goal, and human efforts are known as work. We all work for something. Some reason is there, and those efforts are known as work. Workers play a crucial role in a business, as they can make or break it regardless of the technology is used. It is the worker, it is the human workforce, which have mind, which can think, and which can do anything. He can make or he can break. Workers are important source of insight and creativity because they are the actual persons who works on daily basis and knows what is going on, what kind of problems are there, and sometimes they have very good, very creative ideas. So a feedback from the worker must be incorporated while designing a work system. So workers are important source of insight and creativity. Then people work for various reasons. I have already told you. People work for various reasons. Apart from earning bread and butter, people work for honor, prestige, socialization, to give meaning and purpose to their lives, for a start, for a status, and for personal growth, etc. So there are a number of reasons apart from the economic reasons for which people work. And while designing a work system, it is very important that we consider all other aspects also. Work design involves job design, work measurement, and establishment of time standards and work compensation. So these are the components of work design. Something is wrong. Job design. Then the question is, what is job design? Job design is concerned with specifying the contents and methods of a job. Job is any specific work undertaken to accomplish the goal of an organization. Unless we know the method, unless we know the contents, unless we know what we are supposed to do, how can we perform a job better? So it is very important that a job is designed, which means the methods and contents of that job must be well explained, well designed, well written, and well informed. The goal of job design is to create a work system that enhances productivity and efficiency. This is very, very important because all organizations has its mandate, wishes to improve its productivity and tries to use the resources efficiently. The main considerations in job design are who will do the job, how the job will be done, and where the job will be done. And these are the basic questions, fundamental questions in any planning. Who, how, what, when. So job design must consider all these things also. Then a job design must be carried out by an experienced person who has necessary training and background in job design. It is a very specialized job and requires specialized efforts, and thus it requires a specialist to perform this job. It should be consistent with the organizational goals. It should be in written form and understood and agreed to by both management and employees. It is very important that the management as well as the employees understand that what is supposed to be done. Then job analysis. Job analysis is the process of studying and collecting information relating to the operations and responsibilities of a special job. The immediate product of this analysis is job description and job specification. Then what is job description? It is an organized, actual statement of the duties and responsibilities of a specific job. It defines the appropriate and authorized content of a job, what is to be done, how it is to be done, and why it is to be done. So it should be very clear. Then job specification. It is a statement of the minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job properly. Every job has specific requirements, and based on those requirements, it should be clearly specified that what should be the criteria. So it is a statement of minimum acceptable human qualities. Suppose there is a recruitment in police. So there is very well defined rules. A man should have this much height, this much chest length. So these are the job specification. Then motion study. Motion study is one of the ways of studying job. It is process of analyzing a job to find the easiest, most effective, and most economical method of job. You know, while performing an activity, you make certain motion, very specific motions. You need to walk, so you will have to take certain steps, and those are well defined. If you want to eat, then you will have to move your hands. The motion is well defined. So motion study is the study of motions that attempts to minimize the cost, minimize the time, improves the efficiency. Then job specification. Job specification is the delineation of knowledge, skill, and abilities along with the education, training, and experience required. So it deals with the eligibility criteria. The stipulate criteria normally constitute the minimum recruitment criteria or minimum qualifications for the positions. Then a job specification should include physical characteristics as height, weight, size, physical structure, health, etc. It should also include characteristics as decision-making ability, analytical views, mental ability, etc. Then personal characteristics as behavior, mental stability, enthusiasm, leadership qualities, integrity. These are very important because we involve the workforce and there should be a cohesion, there should be a proper coordination, there should be well-behaved persons, and these personal traits, these personal attributes become very essential there. Then responsibility. The sense of responsibility in persons to be appointed on the job is very important. The person should feel the himself responsible, feel himself accountable, should have commitment. So these are the responsibility. The job description assists the candidate to understand the requirements of the job and also helps the management appraising the performance of an employee. Then the next is job evaluation. Job evaluation deals with the money and work. It determines the relative worth or money value of a job. Suppose we are professors. Our job is to teach, but then an assistant professor has certain pay bands, associate has different, and the professor has different pay bands. So this kind of evaluation is done under the job evaluation. So definition of job evaluation is, as per the International Labour Organization, and it is an attempt to determine and compare demands which the normal performance of a particular job makes on normal workers without taking into account the individual abilities and performance of the concerned worker. So for performing a normal work with the normal worker, what should be the requirements? This is the job evaluation. Wendell L. French defined job evaluation as a process of determining the relative worth of the various jobs within the organization so that differential wages may be paid to the workers. The objective of job evaluation. The first objective is to gather data and information relating to job description, job specification, and employee specifications of various jobs in an organization. The next is to compare the duties, responsibilities, and demand job with that of other jobs. to determine the hierarchy and place of various jobs in an organization, to determine the ranks or grades of various jobs, to ensure fair and equitable wages on the basis of the job evaluation. In other words, equal wages are fixed to the jobs of equal worth or value. So all assistant professors are appointed in a similar or same pay band. To minimize wage discrimination based on age, sex, caste, region, etc. So these are the objectives. Then the job enrichment. You should understand that after working for hours and doing the same job years after years, workers develop monotony, boredom. Their productivities decline, and therefore it is very important to have some motivational factors, some motivational models which can enhance their productivity. Job enrichment is one of those. Job enrichment involves an increase in the level of responsibility for planning and coordination tasks. It represents vertical loading. So it gives more of upper level, and that is why it is called job enrichment. Job enrichment is enriching the job, adding more qualities as qualitative aspects. It is vertical expansion of job. The qualitative expansions, such as increased responsibility, more power, and autonomy, are special features of job management. Individual employees gets an opportunity to modify his performance and increase merit. And management has advantage that to provide opportunities which enriches job. Then job enhancement. It is the next model. Job enhancement or enlargement means giving a worker a large portion of total task. So when we assign a large portion, a large amount of work to someone, his works become visible. This gives him a satisfaction that he is important to the organization and he is performing a large amount of work. So this consists horizontal loading, that is the additional work is on the same level of the skill and responsibility as the original job. So there is no change in the level of the responsibility, level of the job, but we give them more amount of work, which improves their visibility, that increases their visibility and gives them satisfaction. The objective is to make a job more interesting by increasing the variety of skills required and by providing the worker with a more recognizable contribution to overall output. A production person may be placed in a marketing department and he will be more encouraged to get new assignment with his basic knowledge, and on the other hand, organization will be benefited by utilizing his services for both activities. So job enhancement is an effective way to help employees improve their essential skills, and it does not require a lot of resources to be successful. Then third approach is job rotation. Job rotation means periodically having workers exchange job. The same worker is put on different jobs. It works well when workers are allowed to perform more interesting jobs. It reduces boredom and workers' monotony, helps management to continue with the job even during the events of absenteeism and sickness. This is the advantage. Then management by objectives. This is a participatory approach which is being organized, which is being applied by the organizations nowadays. Peter Drucker for the first time explored the management by objectives for getting improved organization performance and employee satisfaction. As management principles are widely accepted, the MBO is spreading cover even non-business organizations to manage the performance and systematic setting of objectives and goals lead to better results. So it is a participatory approach where both management and the workers, with the help of personnel manager, sit together, make a plan, and then work accordingly. So how it is being done? The process is management by objective is a process whereby superior and subordinate managers of an organization jointly identify its common goals, define each individual's major areas of responsibility in terms of results expected by him and use these measures for guidelines for operating unit and assessing the contributions of its members. The MBO process is undertaken along the following lines. The first is the subordinate and superior jointly determine the goals to be accomplished. During the appraisal period, performance is necessary for the subordinate satisfactorily achieving specific goals. During the appraisal period, the superior and subordinate update and alter goals as necessary due to change in business environment. So it is a flexible approach where the changes are accommodated and accordingly the plans are prepared. The strategies are made. Both superior and subordinate jointly discuss whether the subordinate achieved the goals or not. If there is some problem, then the reasons are identified, deviations or gaps are analyzed, and accordingly an alternative plan is implemented. The setting of our objective is done by management. It is very important. Unless you have the blessings of top management, you can't go for it. So this is very important that the top management agrees to this. The setting of our objective is done by management. After considering the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, the key functional areas are identified first to formulate overall objectives. Key functional areas are those which have maximum impact on the overall performance. The key functional areas of performance is to be evaluated to understand their contribution in the organization. The objectives are generally used as a measuring scale of the performances. The inputs required for achieving the objectives are also appraised. Time and money factors are crucial items to have results-oriented performance. The department goals are guiding factors for deciding the goals. Readjustment of department and sectional objectives is essential to arrive at practical and feasible objectives. Here it is very important to understand that when plans are being prepared, when the strategies are decided, the management asks the personnel manager and the workers, sit with them, prepare the plan, who will perform what, and then what resources are required. Accordingly, the job is assigned and resources are allotted. When resources are given, since it is based on the agreement of the worker, so accountability is being fixed. The worker has to become accountable, have to perform that job. So unless there is any genuine reason, if the worker fails to perform that job, then he will have to be liable for according punishment. And if he performs well, then incentives are designed and defined accordingly. The individual supervisor's objectives are developed based on sectional objectives. The employees' supervisor's relationship is discussed. While formulating their objectives, the supervisor's objectives, usually known as targets, are quantifiable, feasible, and are time and cost oriented. Their performance is judged on these bases. The corporate objectives are achieved through corporate plans and strategies. Similarly, departmental, sectional, and individual objectives are achieved through departmental plans, sectional plans, and action plans, respectively. The performance achieved is compared with the objective, find out the position, causes and constants of achievement in the areas of organizational performance and employee satisfaction. The appraisal system is diagnostic. The suggestions are brought forward through mutual discussion and personal considerations. Deciding objectives, plan, actions, evaluations, diagnosis, and reformulation of objective plans, actions, and suggestions are the example of MB. So for today, we are through. And if you have any question, you may ask. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
सर पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
क्या करना पड़ेगा?
सर पढ़ना पड़ेगा and then next class में question.
Yes, we will arrange a discussion session also. I have also sent you the PowerPoint, and you can record this also. So go through it. We will discuss tomorrow again. Those are new topic. So tomorrow I will take 2 classes and 1 discussion session. Okay, and let us discuss. Yes, and don't worry about the examination. Okay. So all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So keep yourself safe. Enjoy your holidays, but do keep on preparing for the examinations. We are here. The future is bright, no doubt. It is an exceptional opportunity to stay at home, to stay with the family. So, enjoy yourselves. Bye. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nice, sir.
Ravi.